Hi friends, I hope everyone is well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here with a new and amazing story. Today I'm going to share with you something sent by Mary. My name is Mary and I belong to England. The story I'm starting to share with you today is about an incident with my sister. My sister was married to an army officer, and his transfer turned to Bradford. There they found accommodation with a cadet college. It was beautiful to look at the house, but there were a lot of mountains around it. And huge grass grew in the house, probably because they were locked up too late and there was a lot of mess. Well, my sister cleaned up and started living in this house. That house was already too haunted, but at first they didn't know. As a person begins to live in a house, he begins to feel what is going on here. My sister had 2 children, and her husband and a maid were living in this house. Her husband would go to work in the morning, while the children, my sister, and a maid with them stayed at home. On the morning of the event, my sister's husbands went to their duties, and the maid and the children were in a room. In the other room, my sister was alone. There was a dining room in front of the room she was in. The door was broken, so my brother-in-law put it on a side wall to fix it. There was a dining table in front, so my sister got up and sat down at this table. She's still sitting and looking at the door. The door that was too heavy begins to move automatically. Right now, my sister is looking at how the door went up. It came waving the door in the air and fell on my sister, which caused my sister a lot of injuries. When my sister's screams were heard by maid, she immediately called the doctor and bandaged her. Then my brother-in-law came home, and my sister said this is how it happened. The incident scared everyone too much. After this incident, my sister saw the shadow. Sometimes it would get into a snake. The servant is then summoned, pulled out, and killed. Because there was so much grass around the house, the snakes kept coming. My sister and brother-in-law went for a walk every day at night. So it happened that my sister and brother-in-law were going for a walk. This was at 10 p.m. on a winter night. The road was very long, and there was an office on one side of the road that was very old. It was from the British era, and it was completely closed, even though it was never open. And the reason for closing it was also explained by my sister: to be hunted. Now they are going on a walk, and there are washrooms, guest rooms, etc. on one side of the street along the way. But there is no connection between water and electricity. They feel like there are people present. The sound of the shower is heard from the washroom. A few steps went a little further, and they saw a dog who had long hair and was very short and had a white color. And there seemed to be a lot of cuteness to look at. My sister told her husband to look at how cute it looks. But that's why this time is here. What else is she doing? Who is this? They were talking to each other about it. Within 2 to 3 seconds, the dog dissolved in the air as soon as they saw it. They were very nervous to see this happen and immediately returned home. They wanted to evacuate this house as soon as possible. And at the same time, 3 or 4 days later, my brother-in-law got promoted, and then they had to leave this house. They had never had anything like this happen to them before.